Hi there, this is Tim with a quick look at the Saitek X52 joystick. This is not the X52 Pro, this is the standard X52. There's the box front and the top and the side and the other side, and that's the back. Let's have a look at what's on the inside, and everything looks pretty well packaged. It's going to be difficult unless there's a box crushing situation for the stick to be damaged in transit. And that's a cable to connect them both together, and suction cups. And as you can see, it's two separate sticks. You have the joystick, which is definitely molded for the right hand, and you have the throttle stick, which is definitely molded for the left hand. You'd have a lot of difficulty using them the opposite way around. And it's the throttle that has the USB. The joystick on the right does not. Let's have a look at the buttons though. This is a point of view hat here. And again. And there's a button under the safety clip there, and another one. And that's a mode switch over on the right. That is not a slider. And a button there. And you have a pinky switch down there, and a main fire switch. And you can unscrew this front thing here and basically move the pinky switch further up. You can you basically have to walk it up, so you can kind of move this bit at the back up, and then the front, and then the back, and then the front, and really kind of get a decent tight feel for your hand, which I have pretty big hands and I have to move it pretty far up, so I'm not really sure whose hands they designed this thing for, but bigger hands than mine obviously. And these are switches. There's a switch up and a switch down. And obviously you have left, right, up, down, and you can also twist the stick too, which is very, very important, and the reason why I bought this stick. And you can slide that grey bit out there to actually disable the ability to twist the stick.
And on the bottom you have little kind of rubber circles, which actually did a fantastic job of stopping this thing sliding across my desk, and actually did a better job than the suction cups.
And this is the cable that goes between the joystick and the throttle. Unfortunately there's no locking mechanism or anything like that to stop it being pulled out, so be aware of that. Look at the throttle now. That is a mouse hat kind of, and a mouse button. That's a slider. Point of view hat. And that's a slider, and a button, and a button, and a slider, and a button. And on the back there you have a roller, but that is not a slider. It's a button up and a button down. So this here is obviously the main throttle slider, and you have an information screen there. And on the left side you can alter the force of the throttle slider, and obviously that's where the cable goes in. And again, this one has space for suction cups on the bottom as well. The bottom of the box, almost hidden away, you have some stickers, information on support and warranty, and a driver's disc, how to install the drivers, and advertising for some Saitek pedals. But we're more interested right now in the driver's disc, so I'm going to go ahead and install those. Not too interested in the SST programming software. I'll let you search for someone else's video if you want to see that. I just want a basic controller really. And here I was expecting the properties window that it's actually talking about to be on the screen right now, because that's what it sounds like. So I went to the control panel and opened the game controllers screen, and that's what you can see there. So I tested it out myself, having opened that screen, and obviously everything works fine. All of the axes work, all of the buttons work, everything like that. And then when I pressed next, that's when it opened it. So that's a little bit kind of confusing and not really intuitive. I did not install the SST programming software, like I said. I thought about it, but I didn't do it. And I didn't register, obviously. And there we go, that's the drivers fully installed. One thing that I really do like is that the X52 has the display screen that shows the time. Unfortunately it was in the wrong time zone, so I just press the button on the right and adjust that very quickly. So now I'm going to look at the controller profile for Elite Dangerous here, and it obviously automatically detected, loaded the preset, and I'll just basically scroll down screen by screen so you can see what they've assigned to it. Now they have yaw and roll the opposite way around to how I would use it, which is just basically how I've got used to it. I don't know if I'm any more right and wrong than anybody else, but it works the opposite way around for me. I want to be able to twist the stick to roll, and they have moving left and right to roll. But most of it I kind of agree with, but I'm still going to go through and set up my own profile. And in a moment I'll show you a side-by-side of me actually using the joystick alongside cockpit footage of Elite Dangerous.
So here we are, it's a good long time later, and you can see the side-by-side footage in now Gamma 2.07 of Elite Dangerous. This is a long time later, so I've given this stick a really good opportunity to give me a good opinion about it, and actually my opinion has got worse the longer that I've owned it, and that's really not a good thing. You know, I initially, you know, I was quite impressed at the way it looks and everything like that, but the throttle isn't smooth. It has kind of harsh zones at both ends that you kind of have to push it past. I'll show you that a little bit closer up later. The build quality doesn't feel as good as some cheaper sticks that I've owned and tried and profiled on my channel. I don't know, it isn't the stick that I'm going to be playing Elite Dangerous with, basically. I've been through a Thrustmaster T16000M. Before that I've been through a non-name thing that I bought years ago from England that I don't even know the name of. But anyway, then I moved to the T16000M, which in many ways is still my favourite stick. Then I used a Thrustmaster Warthog, and I moved from that because it didn't have the twist stick to be able to roll. And then I moved from the Warthog obviously to the X52. Now I'm moving away from the X52. What I'm actually going to use next is the T-Flight HOTAS X, which I'm really hoping will be the final stick that I kind of settle down with. If not, I'm going to go back to the Thrustmaster T16000M, which I only really left because of the throttle location. So with that in mind, let's have a look at the throttle issue on the Saitek X52. It actually has an indent at 20% and 80% throttle in each direction. You can see it'll get to a certain point and then you have to push it really hard to get past that indent. And to actually remove that, you have to take 8 screws out of it. Then you have to remove a kind of notched piece to actually remove those. I think this is totally stupid, and it's my reason for moving away from the X52. Simple as that.